All right, cryptocurrency market guys, we're back. This time we're looking at the EOS, right, also known as EOSUSD, which we actually decided to take take action and establish a short position on the EOS as part of our general bearish conviction on the market, right? And the EOS basically it played along. I mean, it was the technical situation here is actually very convincing, I have to admit. I mean, let me show you first the weekly chart, just to remind you, right? We've been looking at the OZO on the way down ever since May, right? Ever since the end of May 2019, we've seen the OZO moving downwards very consistently, up until a few weeks ago, which it made it all the way to 3.225. You remember this key level here? That black dotted line here. Basically, this one was the 76.4 last Fibonacci correction on the previous upside segment. So up until that point, we actually thought that was just a technical correction and price is going to come back up, with the rest of the market, by the way. That's when we were still optimistic. Right, that's why we still thought this upside move here, which lasted for a good months, by the way, we thought this might have been just, the beginning of the new bull market. We don't think that anymore, right? We don't think that at this point. And part of it, there are many reasons, but one of the reasons is right here, coming from the EOS here, the break below that that black dotted line, right? The break below that black dotted line, which represents the last line of correction, basically suggests that this is not a correction, because it already passed that last line by definition, right? Fibonacci correction. So at this point, we feel that we're actually looking at a real downside move that is a full cycle, meaning it's going to pass the previous low. That's the potential. We're not sure by how much, but it could, it could pass the previous low by a big margin. So for us, it's just natural to actually aim at the previous low, right? That seems to be the safest move we can find here. And mind you, this is a huge move. All right, this is a huge move because right now we're trading at 3 and we're talking about 1.5. Even though visibly it looks close by, it's actually a staggering 50% drop, right? Lost in value. 50%. That's how huge that this drop really is. All right. So, potentially speaking, looks like there's a long way to go for us. But we can talk a little bit about what we've seen here over the last week or so, because ever since that huge drop, that single day downside explosion, we've seen price having a bit of a technical correction, right? Slightly trading, upwards, slight, slash sideways, I would say, but basically kind of pushing upwards slightly. It's just, I think it's just a natural reaction to that drop, and price will come back and resume the original downside move, right? We have our stop loss level at 3.8. We're going to respect that. That was our initial placement. And like I said earlier, aiming at 1.5, actually 1.52. And yeah, it should be really interesting to see how things will unfold here with the EOS. That's about that for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed our session today. Till next time, be well.